Hello everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. Words I never thought I was going to say again after we were all deceived so many years ago. But No Man's Sky Next has come out. We've been playing it a ton on Twitch over the past week and a half. You'd know that if you've been around. I'm getting a little obsessive. I've built this base, which I admit used to look a little bit better. I've had to kind of trim it down a little bit. The graphical demand was too much for some PCs, and Holly couldn't even walk over here to come see my base without her game crashing. So I'm gonna trim it down to make it a little bit less graphically intensive. But I've been working on this farm nonstop. I've been growing plants nonstop. And I now have a way of making about 20 million units, a little bit less, every single hour. And the best part is that most of that time is passive. Sure, you can go to a planet that has the cores and farm those eggs, beat back those terrifying beasts, and have a pretty good profit for it. But that's all you're doing. That is your focus. That is it. Whereas these plants will continue to grow every half an hour. And simply all you do is come back, harvest them, and then refine them. So all of these biodomes have 13 plants in them. I have 3 domes with corpite, 8 rooms of gamma weed, and 5 rooms of the frost root stuff, or whatever this is, these frost crystals. And I'm gonna be refining those into living glass. So this frost wort, again, 5 rooms. The gamma weed, that's what we need the most of. It was really irritating to get, I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be 8 rooms. And the corpite is 3 rooms. Let's harvest. All right, this is the last room. It took me about 4 minutes to harvest everything. Just trying to keep track of our timers, so I'm giving you an honest review of how good this system is. Now, I didn't say it at the start, but this does take a lot of preparation to get going, as you might imagine. Every single one of these domes requires that you have magnetized ferrite and 5 glass to make each and every single one, which takes a little while to get going. So you definitely, when you get into growing, when you get into agriculture by doing your base quests and getting your guy that's in charge of botany, when he tells you to go out on missions and start to grow various plants and, you know, learn how to cultivate them, you want to focus on the frost wort as much as you can in the beginning, because that is what you're going to use to fund all of these biodomes that you're creating to grow the rest of the plants. When you're done harvesting, your inventory is going to look like this, so you're going to need a lot of inventory slots as well in order to be able to do this easily. Of course, you don't have to harvest this much at one time. This is just my system, again, to make about 10 million every 30 minutes. So, you also need to do the quest for your scientist up until the point that you learn how to make living glass. This is our moneymaker. This is what we're going to be using. So we're turning all of the frost crystals that we got from the frost wort into panes of glass. And we're just going to craft out as many as we can right now. We want to get enough to be able to make 13 panes of living glass. That is our plan. So it's going to look like that many. It's quite a few. Now we're using the gamma root and the corpite to make this lubricant. Now I'm not sure if this came from the scientist as well. I'm assuming it did because the living glass recipe did. I just kind of looked down and I was able to make this stuff. Then you combine the two into the living glass and just look at that total value of units going through the roof. We're looking at 9 million for each of these. So I guess 10 million was a little bit of a stretch. I do apologize. Not trying to mislead you. Not trying to mislead you. We're going to have accurate titles, but you can do this every 30 minutes. So actually the frost wort, the stuff we use to make glass, grows back every 15 minutes, but the corpite and the gamma weed, that grows back every 30. So what I typically do is while I'm just hanging out Around the base, I'll do a quick run. Like I said, it took 4 minutes to harvest all this stuff. Not a big time commitment at all. And then I'll just go about my day. I'll go sell these, keep doing whatever I was doing. And then whenever I get back from doing another mission, you know what? It's probably time to farm this stuff again. And then I could just sit down, spend 4 minutes, gather it all up, and make another 9 million. It adds up quite quickly, I'm sure you can imagine. And I'm currently trying to save up for, you know, getting myself a nice exotic ship. Maybe going out there and getting a bigger freighter. Now, I still don't have the trade terminal inside of my base. That's something I do need to work on. That's something I should get going just to make this a little bit more optimal, because we do lose a little bit of time going up to the stars just to trade some stuff. But that'll come with time. Also, I was kind of wondering if the auto miners could auto harvest my plants. I'm assuming that they can't, but if there's any way to automate this that you guys know of, let me know, because this is still pretty much a work in progress for me. This is something I want to keep growing and expanding. This game has been a fantastic means of progression, I guess is one way of putting it. Here we go. 9.65 million for the living glass. Once again, took us about 4 minutes to harvest after all of the buildup of getting everything going. And I do have some extra core pipe with this setup, so I usually just sell that too. I don't really use that for anything. And that brings our grand total up to 43 million. Yesterday, I started with about 100,000 units. Just to give you an idea. So it adds up. It adds up quickly, boys. It adds up real fast. Thank y'all for watching. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, this isn't something that you could start doing day one. There are active gold guides that you could jump in and start doing, like farming those cores from the terrors. You could do that. Super profitable. I mean, that's what we did for probably our first 2 days in the game. But the best part about this method, the best part about the farming income, is that it continues to grow while you're off doing something else, and then you simply have to collect it and refine it. Oh, before I forget as well, the way you get the biodomes, or whatever they're actually called, that's what I call them affectionately, is through the blueprint researcher that you can build in your base. So it does take salvage technology, and you're basically working your way through the tech in order to get it. So like I said, this is not something you could jump in and do day one. The blueprint analyzer, excuse me. You had to work your way through a bunch of different cores, and then when you finally got to it, the thing cost 10 salvage technology. But I really do think it was worth all of the effort. Very, very lucrative. And like I said, the best part is it's pretty hands-off until you decide to harvest. I really can't overstate how much I'm enjoying No Man's Sky Next. Just the amount of character growth I've had, the amount of growth I've been able to, like, I can show it off, you know what I mean? I have a pretty base that, once again, I'm mostly ripping down. I have these biodomes that other people don't have. People stop by the stream all the time and are just asking questions about how I was able to do all this stuff. And it was just a little bit of hard work and dedication that is finally paying off. And I have to say, that is so fulfilling. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stop by the stream sometime if you want to see some more No Man's Sky. And I'll see you guys next time.